welcome to episode 129 of Marketing Without the Marketing. I'm your host, Michael Bosey. Thank you for joining me today. Now, over the past several episodes, I've been talking about the early days of starting a business. And you might think, wait a second, this is a marketing podcast, right? What does that have to do with marketing? Well, the very early stages of a business are like none other. And marketing is absolutely critical to those early stages. And there's a temptation by people when they start a business to put that off, right? Hey, listen, I have to build my business. I got to build a product or set up my services. I got all these things to do. I can't be concerned with marketing. And I think, as you might imagine, that is a big mistake. And so I wanted to devote some time here in this series to give you some guidelines to how to get everything set up so that you can market yourself and your business. And look, since it's my specialty, marketing, and I've done it, right? Started a business. I thought I'd peel back the curtain a little bit and let you in on my process, right? Look, I don't have all the answers here. I've made a ton of mistakes, but I did some stuff right as well, right? So maybe what I can do here is help you do more of the latter so that it shortens the cycle for you. And this is my way to pay it forward. A lot of people were nice to me when I was starting off. A lot of people helped me out, and I hope that I can do the same thing for you. So I hope that you enjoy this series. Now, I also have video versions of these lessons in this podcast series in the form of a free online course. It's called How to Start a Business, a Case Example. I wanted to make this free, like I said, paying it forward, not making something that you have to pay me for. And not only is the course free, but it comes with a bunch of free downloads as well, tools and templates and checklists and all that type of thing, and links out to other relevant resources. So hope that you'll sign up and join me in the course because, why not? It's free. You can find that at my site, controlmousemedia.com/courses, or I left a link in the show notes to make that convenient. All right. So let's get to today's topic, which is very important, building your email list. When you're starting a business, yes, you need a good solid website. Yes, you need to blog or podcast. That was the topic of the last episode, whether or not a podcast is a good strategy for you. Yes, you need to be on social media, but email is the most critical piece of the puzzle, hands down. And here's my experience with it and what it's done for my business. Let's talk about building your email list, the single most important thing that you can do in running your business. For me, when I started my business, I wish I had started this earlier because now I see the full power of what having an email list can do for you. First of all, my tack was to go at it through social, right? Twitter is my best channel. LinkedIn, second. As a B2B business, that makes sense. That's fairly logical. Twitter is excellent for connecting with people that you don't know already. But remember, it tends to be a very, very thin relationship, sort of a handshake, sort of a nice to meet you, maybe some bi-directional conversation. If you're using it properly, great. But your goal should always be to move folks from social to your email list. And why is that? If you're trying to build trust with someone, think of what it says when they grant you access to their inbox. That is high-level access. And here's why, right? Most of us use our inbox as a to-do list of sorts. So when you subscribe to my newsletter or to my podcast, to get notifications in your inbox, what you've just told me is, Michael, you are now on my to-do list. That's crazy, right? That's super high level access. And it shows that there's some trust. It's like, okay, Michael, I'll let you in my inbox on my to-do list, but don't abuse the privilege. That's fair, right? Okay, but here's why, when you really boil it down, why email is so important. Is that as a conversion instrument, remember we're all in business to get a conversion to a sale, to get a paying customer, paying client. Email is 40 times more effective than social media. 40 times. Okay, so think about that for a second. And this is, in every single client that I work with, this is absolutely the case. You can see the conversion happens via email, via having some sort of newsletter or some sort of way to get in touch with people at a trusted level. Okay, and social media just can't do that. Now, I'm not going to say that social is not important. It is. You want to be out there interacting with people who are, at the very, very top edge of your marketing funnel, right? You're just starting to get to know them. That's great, but you need to move them down the funnel into becoming an email subscriber so that you can talk to them a little bit more directly. And to do that, you need to earn trust. So there's a couple ways to do that, right? Both of which involve having really good content, okay? The first way is to do it the way that I've done it, which is to build a social following first and then start to ask those folks to subscribe. The other way to do it is to just out of the gate start getting people to, incentivizing them to get onto your email list. In either case, usually you're going to use what's called a content upgrade. So think of something like an ebook or checklists or some sort of help, something that you might download or something that you're going to not give to any person out there on the web, but you're going to protect on your site in some way and trade an email address for that piece of content. Now, for me, I use a set of the tools that I use in my own content strategy. So for me, that's sort of templates and checklists, and I have that on my site in the download section. These are things that I use every day in tracking and keeping track of clients' work or my own work. It's things that I give to my clients as well. So they're things that I actually use from an actual practitioner like myself. And I give those away to people. So I say, look, I've developed these. They're helpful to me. Maybe you might find them helpful too. But can I have your email address before I give those to you? And most people are happy to do that. Again, as long as you don't abuse the privilege. Now, let me give you a real-world example with the business that I run. It's actually a second business. My primary business is Control Mouse Media, but this second business is called Create Biz, and it's an online course that I've created in partnership with a guy named Dave Kusek, and it's an online course for writers, musicians, visual artists. It's 42 modules of guided instruction about doing these sort of soft-touch marketing techniques that I teach to my clients. And Dave, my business partner, when we started this, he had built a massive email list. Okay, so when we were ready to launch the product, Dave was able to tap his email list. Mine was a lot smaller than his, which was tens of thousands of people. And we go out to our email list and we say, hey, we've got this new product. You might be interested. Check it out. Opt in. Here's a lead magnet or some content upgrade, which was in the form of an ebook or a webinar. People would sign up. And check this out. Immediately, within 1 week, we were able to get 1,200 signups, get 400 people onto a webinar so that we could make our pitch, and then 30 paying customers at a few $100s a piece. We could not have done that with social media alone. There's absolutely no way. Email is going to be the conversion instrument. Now, that's just one example. In working with clients, the same thing happens. Everything should be leading to getting subscribers on your email list. And of course, what you do after that, once you have a subscriber, has to be, again, very, very soft touch. You don't want to hammer them. You don't want to wear out your welcome. You want to do things that provide value to them at all times. You should always do a self-check before you send any email to anyone. Will they be happy to receive this email? Will it provide some value to them, or is it just to provide some value to me because I need to say something? If it's the latter, skip it. Don't send it, right? It should be all about them. We, as small business owners, we exist to serve. So if it's not serving them, don't send it. So my advice to you is to start now. There are tons of email service providers or ESPs that you can use. Get in there, set it up, build a list, get your subscribe form, drive people there, get them to sign up either using some sort of lead magnet or a content upgrade, or just because you're producing such great content that people can't wait for your next post, your next video, your next podcast episode. They want to be notified. The only way to get to that point is to be doing really, really good stuff, content that is really valuable to that audience of yours. But don't wait. Get started now. Yes, it's going to take a while to build this up, but day by day, week by week, build your list, because email will be your conversion instrument. Looking back, I really do wish that I had started earlier in building my email list. Now, of course, I was able to catch up, but as we'll see in the next episode about productizing your knowledge, it really, really helps to build your audience before you have something to sell them. Because if you've already done the work of building up trust over time, little by little, then when you get to that point where a transaction is possible, where you can make a sale, crossing the threshold to that sale is way easier. Now, if you want a preview of this next episode and you don't want to wait 2 weeks for me to publish it here on this podcast, just sign up for that free online course that I mentioned and skip right to Module 8 on productizing your knowledge. Just go to controlmousemedia.com/courses, and it's the one called How to Start a Business, a Case Example. It's totally free. And I left a direct link in the show notes if that's easier for you. So I look forward to having you in the course. And also, I should mention that I do a very deep dive on email strategies in my paid online course too. That one's called Content Marketing for Creatives, or Create Biz. You can find that at controlmousemedia.com/createbiz. Again, left a link in the show notes for you. But there are 7 complete lessons on email strategies, including some of the advanced topics like segmentation, automation. All told, it's about 90 minutes of instruction just on email with a ton of templates to get you off the ground and get you up and running. Again, that's at controlmousemedia.com/createbiz. Or here's another thing you can do. Just sign up for a set of free lessons and a free ebook at controlmousemedia.com/ebook. And the nice thing about this is that you'll actually get to see how a set of email lessons works, because you'll get them. So that could be kind of illuminating as well. All right, so that'll do it. And look, if you've been putting this off, setting up your email or taking it to the next step, go take an action right now. Just do it. Set up your email list, segment it, create a basic automation. Why not, right? Don't wait. You don't have to do this all at once. That's a nice thing about email. Little by little, a little progress, week by week. That's what we do as small business owners. So just go do that now. Something to enhance your email list and your email strategy. That would be awesome. A great outcome from listening to this episode. All right. Well, thank you as always for your attention, and we'll see you on the next episode.